Hi, hope you're having a great day. You're watching JG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm gonna give you my top 5 shows of 2022. I know this video is like super late, like it's already a week into 2023. By the way, the reason why I'm giving this to you right so late is because I had a really busy like first week of the year, so that really sucks. But also, I really want to talk about the shows that I really enjoyed this year because I thought this year had amazing shows, so I really want to talk about them. So that's the reason I'm making this video. So yeah, let's just go over it. I do have like a 3 honorable mentions, but only like a little bit. So yeah, let's go over it. So my top 5 shows of the year plus 3 honorable mentions. And at my first honorable mention, I'm gonna have the Book of Boba Fett only episode 5 and episode 6. Now the reason for this is because I didn't think the actual Boba Fett show was good at all. Like I thought it was actually like really mid. I liked the second episode, but it was never like it never picked up enough for me. Now the episode 5 and episode 6, it was more like a different show. It was The Mandalorian again, and I was so happy to see The Mandalorian again because it's been like over a year since we've seen The Mandalorian. So seeing that those episodes were amazing. So we had the Return of the Mandalorian where he has the lightsaber and he has to deal with the whole creed and everything. I mean that whole episode was awesome. I absolutely loved it. And then episode 6 with Luke and Baby Yoda or Grogu and so on. I mean, all that stuff was amazing as well. Like, it was some really, really awesome stuff. So, yeah, those two are by far the best episodes of the show. And they're in my top because I really do enjoy them. And just how The Mandalorian would usually be in my rankings for this, I think that those two episodes definitely make my ranking. And I do think that this year The Mandalorian Season 3 is going to make my ranking if they're at the same quality of those two episodes. Because those two episodes were amazing. The rest of the show, not so much. Alright, let's move on to my second honorable mention. And that's going to be Moon Knight. And Moon Knight for this reason is that I think it had some really cool concepts. And I think the first episode executed them perfectly. Like, I loved it a lot. I loved like the switching. I love Oscar Isaac's performance. It's just an amazing thing. So yeah, I really like the concept. And I think they had a really cool idea. Obviously it comes from the comics where this character has their personalities and he's like a superhero and he has this thing with the gods and everything, and I think it was pretty cool. The villain was also pretty awesome. I did like the villain, and I think Ethan Hawke played him perfectly. So I think all those things came out pretty awesome. However, the show itself was not that great. I didn't think that the episodes were like all that good as good as they could have been. I didn't think we explored the personality switching as much. Like I didn't feel like I got that full exploration of it and so on. So I don't know, I liked it, but I also didn't feel like it lived up to its full potential. That's why. But the post-credit scene definitely gives me hope for the next season because it just looks super awesome. That post-credit scene with Jake Lockley, amazing. Alright, moving on to my third honorable mention, and this one was just it was so frustrating, and that's going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, this show. And this show was definitely a disappointment. Definitely. I mean, for an Obi-Wan Kenobi show, like Kenobi, the show was definitely a letdown. It was okay, I guess. It was okay at best. But they have some amazing moments. So that's a problem. I'm very mixed on this. For example, we had the rematch between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, which was amazing. I mean, super awesome stuff. I love episode 5 a lot. I think that was a pretty cool episode. And I love the relationship between Obi-Wan and Leia. I think it's pretty awesome. And I think it's cool to see Obi-Wan living post Order 66. I think that's pretty awesome. And like before we see him in New Hope, like I think that it's a really nice exploration and everything, and like how he has to reconnect with the Force. I mean, all that stuff works, but it's just the show did not deliver on everything that you just expect from the show. I didn't think the action was all that great. I didn't think that the character exploration was all that good. I mean, I don't know. It just didn't deliver. It just didn't quite hit where I wanted it to hit. I still think the show had some amazing stuff, but I think it also had some very mediocre stuff. So that's how I feel about it. I don't love it and I don't hate it. But it's in my honorable mention because I think the rematch of Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan just being here and being so good is just good enough to like put it in the honorable mention. So yeah, that's my honorable mention. Alright, now let's actually start with my top 5. So, number 5 is going to be Cobra Kai Season 5, which is really funny. Number 5, Cobra Kai Season 5. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I like this show. I like this show a lot. In fact, sometimes I would say I love this show, but sometimes I'm like, no, it's too stupid. But it's a good show. It's actually a really good show. It's really funny. That's the thing about it. It's just really funny, and you just enjoy watching it. Like, you're watching it, and you have a smile on your face almost the whole time. And it has really funny stuff. And besides that, it's super over the top, so it doesn't get scared of shying away from, like, going, like, full drama, which sometimes I hate, but in this season I think it worked a lot, so that's great. I think it was pretty good, and all the characters just went really nuts in this season, especially because the villain was like so good. Terry Silver, what an awesome villain. Talk about scaling your villain up for each season. I think it was pretty awesome, and I think like we're it kind of felt like a conclusion season where like all these characters finally came together to fight together. You know, all the other ones have been drama. Here we finally have that coming together against one single thing, which is Cobra Kai, and I think that's pretty awesome. I actually think that's a pretty cool concept, and I love that. I loved executing it. I love seeing these two characters that hate each other finally like start like talking to each other and become friends and see them fight alongside each other. I mean, this is awesome. Besides that, I love the character development that certain characters got, like Johnny. A lot of character development. I absolutely love them. Robbie, a lot of character development. I also absolutely love him. And so on and so on. And like I said, I already mentioned it. Terry Silver, an amazing character. And then bringing in Chosen as a regular, also awesome stuff. So yeah, I just thought the season was really awesome. I don't want to give a lot of spoilers away, like I don't want to talk about something super spoilery, but the season was really awesome, and seeing characters come together and fight against what's the evil of Cobra Kai is something that you just watch and you just love. And also, if I mentioned Tori, also an awesome character in the season. Like we got a lot of character development for characters that were super underdeveloped, which is awesome. I love seeing that. So yeah, Cobra Kai season 5, number 5. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. It's pretty good actually. All right, moving on to my number 4 spot, and that is going to be House of the Dragon season 1. And this season or show was actually really good. You know, I'm one of the people who actually hasn't seen Game of Thrones yet. I'm thinking of watching it, but I haven't started it. And by the time I was watching the show, I definitely hadn't seen it at all. So I was just like into it because I saw everybody was watching it, and I was like, hey, I'm missing out on this party. Let's go watch it. And I heard they didn't have to see Game of Thrones to understand it, so I was like, let's just watch it. And yeah, I think it worked a lot. I didn't feel like I had to see the show to understand it. I thought it was pretty awesome actually. I thought it was pretty cool. Definitely loved it a lot. The House of the Dragon, I think, has some really cool stuff. Very epic in tone, like super epic in tone. Like you watch it and it's super epic. And the other thing I really like about it is I love to see the alliances form and like break, and you start forming out these two groups, Team Green and Team Black. And I love seeing that formation. I think it's pretty awesome. Not everything about this show worked for me, but I think most things definitely worked a lot. The dragons were amazing. I love a lot of characters from it. I think they're super awesome. And I think they had a lot of cool scenes in the show. Like a lot of cool scenes. I was like, wow, this scene is awesome. This scene is awesome. This scene is awesome. Like I just thought the show really worked. In the finale, I thought it left off with a really strong note. Like whenever like the son, I'm not gonna spoil it, but whenever somebody dies, well, actually I'm gonna talk about it. So just spoiler warning. Skip 30 seconds or 20 seconds, just 20 seconds if you don't want to hear any spoilers. But yeah, now, all right. Like whenever the son of the queen died, or princess, queen, whatever you want to call her, that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty awesome stuff. So yeah, I think it sets up season 2 perfectly. So yeah, season 2 is going to be amazing. I think season 2 is going to be a lot better than season, just because we're going to get a lot more action, whereas it was more about building up each character. I think that's pretty cool. Which brings me to my flaws. I think the flaws of the season were just like we had a lot of time skips, so I never felt like I got to fully develop with some of these characters. And also, why does Matt Damon get to stay as the character while everybody else has to switch? I think that was a little bit unfair. But I guess, I mean, he was pretty quick the role, but so was the actor for Rhaenyra. I think that the first actor for the Rhaenyra was actually better than the second actor for Rhaenyra. At least so far. We'll see about what she does next season. But at least so far, I like the first actor a lot more. So yeah. I do have a little problem with that. But besides that, I did like this a lot. I cannot wait for season 2. I think it's going to be super awesome. And let me just say, Viserys, you're the MVP. You're super awesome in the show. Yeah. Alright, on to my 3rd spot. And that is going to be The Voice season 3. What is going on? So we're season 5 is number 5. Voice season 3 is season 3. That's really funny, actually. Just coincidence. I swear I didn't do it on purpose. Okay, now The Voice season 3 is, for me, the best superhero show by a long shot of this year. Like by a long shot. I know many people love Peacemaker, but I'm not a huge fan of James Gunn's like comedy, so I didn't love Peacemaker. I did think it was a good show, but I didn't love it. So The Boys for me is like by far superior than that show. I think it's really awesome. Let's just go with the fact that it gave us one of the best superhero things ever, but for sure episodes ever with Herogasm. I mean, it was super awesome. The best one of the show so far. It was super awesome. Gave us some iconic lines from Homelander, like amazing, with the amazing performance from Anthony Starr. Like I really hope he gets some awards for this because it's super awesome. His performance was like super awesome. It was super cool. Like whenever he was like, I'm done apologizing, and he's like, I'm the real hero. Awesome stuff. Like he's just so good. He's so good. It's like Homelander, like you see him, and he's like such a bad, terrible person. But Anthony Starr just knows how to play Homelander to its full potential. And you just have fun watching this character. Like, when I watch this character, I'm having fun. Because I'm seeing the actor get so sucked into his role and performing this and just being so good at it, and I'm like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Besides that, we also got Soldier Boy, which is super awesome. I mean, come on, Soldier Boy. I mean, he was super cool. Jensen Ackles played him beautifully. He was super awesome. He actually rivaled for me Homelander season. Like, I was like, maybe Soldier Boy is better than Homelander. Like, wow, this is really good. I thought it was just super awesome. And also the introduction of Compound B, where you kind of start giving other characters that didn't have powers. Also awesome stuff, like kind of leveling the playing field, which brings me to Herogasm, where you finally got that standoff between Butcher and Homelander. I mean, come on, it was just amazing stuff. Like, you could not believe what was happening because it was just episode 6 and not the finale, and so on. And then the thing I like of this show is that it definitely kills characters. You never know who's gonna be safe, especially since they're not following the comics. For example, spoiler alert, skip 10 seconds, Black Noir dying. You did not expect that to happen, but it did happen even without the comics things. So that's interesting. So yeah, I'm very excited for the next season. I think it's going to be super awesome. I cannot wait to see where they take it now, especially where the ending happened with Homelander and everything. I think it's going to be super interesting to just see Homelander go full bananas in the next season. Or what, I don't know exactly what's going to happen next season. I'm actually very excited. I hope we get it this year. I think we're probably going to get it this year, which I'm super excited about. But yeah, this show, really awesome show. Awesome stuff, awesome action, awesome characters. I think that's the main thing I want to say. Awesome characters and awesome commentary on the world. I think it just has some amazing commentary, super smart. Like the final scene in the season, amazing commentary. So yeah, really love this show, and that's why it's my number 3rd spot. But moving on to my 2nd spot, and that's going to be Andor season 1. And I just want to say, wow, this show managed to become my favorite Star Wars thing ever. I mean, ever, along with the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars, which are also super amazing for me. But wow, I expected the show to be good. I already know the show was going to be good, especially because, I saw a trailer. I was like, this looks pretty good. It looks really interesting. It looks really complex compared to the other shows, especially since like Obi-Wan and Book of Boba Fett completely, like, they did not deliver. When I saw the trailer for this show, I was like, this actually looks pretty good, actually. And it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. There were some incredible performances from many actors, including Diego Luna as Andor. He was an amazing lead. Alexander Skarsgård, if I remember his name right, who played Luthen. Amazing. Luthen was such an amazing character. What's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? The guy that played Kino Loy. I'm forgetting his name. Boom, I remember before I searched it up. Andy Serkis. He played Kino Loy so well. I mean, it was so amazing. I mean, just like the portrayals of these characters are just amazing performances. I absolutely love them, and I love the way that this show works, where it has arcs. First 3 episodes are an arc, second 3 episodes are an arc. There's like a little interlude, and the 30 episodes are an arc, and so on and so on. And it just works so perfectly for me. I absolutely loved it. You always felt like you were building up to something, and then once you got the finale, you were like, oh wait, we still have more show, and you kept going on, and it was just amazing. I absolutely loved it. And I love this realistic take on the rebellion. I think it works so well. The sacrifices that have to be made, the darker side of getting a rebellion to work. I mean, it's just amazing exploration. I absolutely loved it personally. I thought it was amazing. Besides that, the prison arc in this show, I mean, it was amazing. It was the most intense thing I've ever seen. I was just like on the edge of my seat the whole time. I mean, it was amazing. If the whole show would have been as good as a prison arc, I think this thing would have been my first show. But because I think the first 3 episodes were a little bit weaker, and I think the second 3 episodes were still, I think episode 6 was actually really good. But before that, I think they were still like not as strong. But then after that, the show really picked up. So it's like, I'm not saying that the first episodes were bad. I think they were pretty good. But I think it wasn't until episode 6 where you really saw how the show just turned into a masterpiece, and it was super awesome. Tony Gilroy definitely knew what he wanted to do with the show, and I loved it. I love just exploring the rebellion, and like I said, it really is like a very realistic take of this, and it gave us some of the best scenes in 2022 for me personally. Like whenever Luthen's having his speech and he's saying, "What do I sacrifice?" I mean, that speech, honestly, amazing stuff. Whenever Kino Loy is like, one way out. I mean, it was just amazing. The whole show is just so good. If you have not seen Andor, you're missing out on one of the best shows ever. I mean, it was truly something incredible. It was really good. I know some people were saying it was kind of slow. I think it works perfectly fine personally. Maybe it was a little bit slow. Maybe they could have chopped up a little bit. But I think when it gets going, I mean, it's just so good. It's so good. I cannot believe when I was watching the show and I was like, how was this so good? I mean, it was just amazing. So yeah, absolutely loved it. Yeah, that's my second spot. And now we're on to my first spot, and that's going to be Better Call Saul Season 6. And this show, wow, it definitely stuck the landing for sure. Like, a lot. I mean, I think it's better than the Breaking Bad finale, which means that I absolutely love this season. I mean, it was so good. It was an amazing, and I mean amazing character study with like the perfect ending for each character. Personally speaking, like of course you have to leak some characters like open ended for Breaking Bad, but with the characters that we didn't know the ending to and we found out in this season, I mean, I think it had like the perfect ending for each character, and I think it worked so well. I think it really did work so well. If it really is the last thing we get out of this universe, I think the universe ended in the highest note that it possibly could have. Because I think it was just super awesome. Bob Odenkirk really just he's so good in his role as Saul Goodman or Jimmy Miguel. He's so good. He's just amazing. I mean, it just also most of the time you don't know what's gonna happen to his character. Like you don't know what's gonna happen to Kim, what's gonna happen to Howard, to Nacho. I mean, you really don't know what's gonna happen to any of these characters. So you're just like, what's gonna happen? And wow, it definitely played with your emotions with that. And wow, it was really awesome. I think it definitely delivered for each character. I mean, a spoiler, we have not seen it, but I think most of you have seen it. And if you haven't seen it, you're probably gonna watch it. But spoiler alert, whenever Nacho dies, he just it was such a good scene. I mean, I did not want to die. He was such a good character. But whenever he died, I mean, it was what a way to go out. What a way to go out. Like in the actor for Nacho, I'm not exactly sure what his name is, but he was amazing. He definitely delivered that scene perfectly. He really solidified him as one of the best characters in the whole universe. I mean, he was so good. Whenever Howard dies and Lalo kills him, I mean, wow. I mean, it was just amazing. And Lalo versus Gus, awesome stuff. I really hate the fact that we know that Gus is gonna survive, because if I didn't know that, like I would have been on the edge of my seat watching that whole episode, because I would have not known who was gonna make it. And that was amazing too. That was an amazing character. I mean, every character in this show is just so good. It's so well explored. It's just all the characters in this show are amazing, 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 and I absolutely loved it. You know, you have Nacho. And you have that whole storyline. You have the Lalo storyline. You have the Jimmy and Kim trying to prank Howard storyline, or trying to like get him in trouble or whatever storyline. And then you have the post Breaking Bad storyline. And I think it all works really, really well. I mean, it was just amazing. Whenever you watch Kim and Saul break up, or Jimmy break up, it was just so sad. I mean, I was devastated. I was like, no, no, no. I was so devastated. Whenever Howard dies, amazing scene. Lalo's just terrifying. He's the best villain in this universe, in my personal opinion. Like, I like him more than Gus. I think he's just that good. I mean, he really is amazing. And then moving on post Breaking Bad. I mean, whenever they're in the black and white episodes, and he's like a Cinnabon manager, and he's like, he just can't resist the fact that he wants to go steal something. Awesome stuff. Awesome character exploration. And then once he finally gets caught, and especially that scene whenever he's like holding the old woman, and you really realize, wow, this guy really actually is evil. But then he like lets her go. I mean, because the words whenever she says like, "I trusted you," like that just hits him really hard in the heart. It just works so well. And then when he's finally like caught and everything, and he reduces his sentence. He's playing it as Saul. He plays Saul Goodman. He's ready to like rise on top. He reduces his sentence to like 8 years. Like that's insane. Only 8 years. But then like he gets Kim to go because he heard that she confessed to her thing. So then because she confessed, he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this no more. And whenever he's on the trial, he says the truth, and it was so awesome. I mean, that whole scene, it was just amazing. And Bob Odenkirk delivered it so well. Whenever he's like, the truth is, if Walter White couldn't have done it without me, I mean, it's become a trend for a reason, because it's just that good. I mean, it was amazing, amazing stuff, super awesome stuff. And just the ending, like just seeing Kim and Saul like one last time like smoking together, and then like at the end whenever they have like the pew pew, I mean, it was so good. I mean, the show is just amazing. It really is just a masterpiece. That's what I would call it, a masterpiece. The cinematography, amazing. The performances were amazing. The writing was top notch. And the best thing about the show, the character and the character exploration. I mean, for every character in this show, it has been amazing. And this season was no different. I mean, it was just amazing. So yeah, this was definitely my favorite show of the year. Really awesome stuff. It was just so good. So yeah, those are my top 5 best shows of the 2022. Sorry if this video was a little bit long. I just really want to talk about each show, because I think each show in this list is something special, especially the top 3 shows. I think those are really something special. So yeah, I just want to talk about it. So yeah, tell me what down in the comments. Leave your own list down in the comments, or at least tell me what's your favorite show of the year. I'm very curious. Tell me that down in the comments. As well as please leave a like and enjoy this video. It will be very helpful. So please leave a like and subscribe for other content, including like my most anticipated movies of this year and like box office predictions for this year and so on. Subscribe for all that content. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And this is your entertainment out.